And it's 38 minutes after 6. You're watching the AM show, and I'm all by myself. So this is what I've decided to do this week. Our little money moments will come your way next week because obviously Roland isn't here, and it's a contribution by the both of us. But if you can, I encourage you to keep saving in your money boxes. Let's do the newspapers. Let's do the Daily Graphic newspaper, front page of the paper. One district, one factory, action in 6 months. Alan Chiramating, as he appeared before the Appointment Committee of Parliament yesterday. Budget deficit for 2016 pegged at 7%. Director General of the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority relieved of post. Sipa Aja Yankee to quit Ghana Gas. These are the front page headlines in the Daily Graphic newspaper. Back page, stars bonuses down 50% to $15,000 each for qualification. But let me just go into the inside pages. Let's stop with or start with page 16 in the Daily Graphic newspaper about the Director General of the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority being asked to go home. It says that the Director General of the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority, Mr. Richard Anamo, was yesterday relieved of his post. A piece of communication from the presidency signed by the Executive Secretary to the President, Nana Asante Tuo, directed Mr. Anamo to hand over to the President's nominee for Transport Ministry, Mr. Kweku Ofori Esiama, by 5 p.m. yesterday. So, but it did not, according to the story, the letter did not assign any reasons for the dismissal. But it casts our minds back a bit to a press conference that was called barely 4 days ago after some disgruntled members of the Junior Staff Union of the Takoradi Ports and the Secretary of the JSU of the Tema Port called for him to be investigated for alleged corrupt deals and alleged abuse of office. You can continue to read a lot more on this issue. I have a feeling that this is not the end of it. Mr. Richard Anamo, the Director General of the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority, been relieved of his post yesterday. Also, provisional fiscal data from the Bank of Ghana shows that the budget deficit widened to 7% of total economic output measured by gross domestic products against a target of 4.7%. And the Bank of Ghana has blamed the fiscal slippage on shortfalls in revenue in spite of a broadly satisfactory nature of public expenditure. Finally, I'm interested in us going to page 20 and reading about the boss at the Ghana Gas. We're told he's also taking a leave. He's not going to be back. Is that the end of Sipa Yankee at the Ghana Gas? And it says that the Chief Executive Officer of the Ghana National Gas Company, George Sipa Yankee, is proceeding on his terminal leave. The Board of Directors of Ghana Gas has approved a request by Dr. Yankee to proceed on terminal leave effective February 1, 2017 and terminating in May 2017. So a statement signed by the Corporate Communications Manager of Ghana Gas, Alfred Ogbami, and issued in Accra, said Dr. Yankee was leaving behind a legacy of overseeing the conception, birth, and growth of Ghana's premier natural gas processing company. And you can take a read. There's a lot more in the newspaper, the Daily Graphic. But finally, I want to end on the back page about this bonuses by the Black Stars. It looks like this case is settled. I think we had $85,000 or so, but now we're down to $15,000. And the story says that players of the Black Stars will receive $15,000 each as bonus for qualifying for the quarterfinal stage of the ongoing Africa Cup of Nations tournament, and also have agreed to a 50% slash in their bonuses. Okay. But I thought it was 5,000, not 15,000. When we get into sports later this morning with Asari Bediakon, we'll talk a lot more on this issue. Let's do the Ghanaian Times newspaper. Front page, Ghana to pursue economic diplomacy. Ayoko Butcher there, as she also appeared before Parliament's Appointment Committee. She's Minister Designate for Foreign Affairs. Security on high alert in Tatale. Police avert clash between two gang factions. Will fulfill one district, one factory promise. Alan Chiramateng reassuring all of us. Back page of the sports. The Times is some sports stories. Pharaoh's coach worried ahead of Stars clash. Affle unperturbed by pitch. So these are the two sports stories you find on the back page of the Ghanaian Times newspaper. Let's do the Finder next. Front page of the Finder. Stimulus package unveiled to make local businesses competitive. Black Stars AFCON bonus slashed by 50%. Ghanaian business leaders hunt for solutions in Rwanda. There's renewed confidence in Ghana's economy, according to the Bank of Ghana. It comes with a picture of Dr. Abdul Isahaku, who is the Bank of Ghana governor. Farmers to own shares in Commander Sugar Factory, another story there. And these are the headlines that you find on the front page of the Finder newspaper. Let's do the Daily Dispatch. Resolving Ghana-Cote d'Ivoire maritime dispute. I will maintain previous team. Gloria Kufu, Attorney General, designates. And they've also got certified 2016 parliamentary election results in the Daily Dispatch today. The Daily Guide is next. MPs grill Alan. And you've got Alan Chiramateng, Shirley Ayokoboche, Hajia Alima Mahama, and Boachi Ejako, who spent quite a long time there. I think Alan Chiramateng also equally did. If you ask me, I think the people that I enjoyed listening to most, really, the latter part of the day, was Hajia Alima Mahama, definitely, and of course, Boachi Ejako. But the banner headline says, Nana names regional ministers, GPHA boss sacked. Let's get into the pages and let's see if we can find some names as to who is regional minister, which region. The paper is reporting that sources say Ishmael Ashite, Greater Accra Regional Chairman of the New Patriotic Party, is likely to be named Greater Accra Regional Minister Designate. Also, a lawyer, Asuma Chreme, for the Bunohafu region, and Kwamina Duncan, a regular panelist on Peace FM's Kokro Morning Show program for the Central region. So Mr. Ashite was a former Minister of Fisheries under the Kufuor administration and former MP for Tema East. Also likely to be named is Dr. Kweku Friye, the Member of Parliament for Sefwi, also for the Western region, and Salifu Said, a former DCE for Nanumba, as the most likely candidate for the Northern region. The immediate past MP for Bosomtwe, Simon Osei, is tipped to become the Ashanti Regional Minister, the paper is reporting. And Madam Gifty Eugenia Kusi, the Member of Parliament, former Member of Parliament for Taquan Swaim, is likely to be Deputy Regional, Western Regional Minister. And the paper has got more names in there. And it's also reporting that there's some confusion in the NPP in the Northern region over the appointment of a Deputy Regional Minister for the region. Please grab the paper and read all those details in the paper. All right, so center spread of the paper, and I'm opening this in the absence of Roland because this is one of the favorite places he likes to visit. Gays go mad over Heward Mills's sermon, we're told, in South Africa. So I can just share a little bit of that for you. It says the founder and presiding bishop of the Lighthouse Chapel International in Ghana, Bishop Dak Heward Mills, has caused massive controversy in South Africa over a sermon on homosexuality. Bishop Heward Mills, who was preaching at a well-known church in Soweto, the Grace Bible Church, described homosexual as unnatural and unbiblical. And rightly so, there are persons who didn't like his sermon. But we've got a video of it I want to share with you right now.
Oh Lord, breathe in, Wusa Samizi. I've just stormed out of church because some guest pastor from somewhere in Africa just decided to take a turn and speak about homosexuality and how sinful and disgusting and how it's not even animals practice that.
It's not, that's nature. Yes, dogs, cats, leopards. Mention the animal. Which one has one partner? It's just like homosexuality. You don't have male and male. If you use that reasoning to say homosexuality is not natural, you don't find two male dogs or two male lions, two male impalas, two male cats, even lizards, two male elephants, two male. There's nothing like that in nature. It's unnatural.
I'm not going to sit there and listen to somebody offending me. This is who I am. I am a gay man. Get it straight into your skull. My soul is all right with my God. Let me deal with my God and my soul. Don't tell me. Don't tell me. It's like somebody offending black people in church and then you scream and shout. And I'm actually disappointed at all the gay men and women that sat there and listened to him offending us and didn't do anything about it. I walked out, and visibly so. And I'm proud, and I'm going to remain gay for the rest of my life. Let God deal with me.
Yes, there's nothing like that in nature. And in the same way, there's nothing like one-to-one. Nature is one to several. So it takes spiritual power to stay with one person.
Secondly, I would like to make a plea to churches, and mine particularly because I go to Grace Bible Church. Pastor Musa Sono, for instance, say it out loud. Homosexuality is not allowed. Homosexuality is a sin. Gay people must not come to our church. Say it so that we know, because we go to church to speak to our God, whom I believe accepts me for who I am, whom I believe created me the way that I am. I did not wake up and say I'm gay today. No, I believe in the heart of my heart that I was created by God. God loves me the way I am. What the other person thinks or whatever they want to think about me, it's none of my business. So churches, please say it out loud and clear so that we don't waste our time coming to your church. We'll find places where we can deal and speak to our God. Thank you.
This is a guy, his name is Somizi, and he's a popular gay guy in South Africa. Obviously not happy about the sermon, but I tell you what, and here is a quote I'm plagiarizing right now. You can't be gay and be in the church and read the Bible and not change. If you don't like it, get out of the church. But that's it for this sermon that's making huge headlines, and we thank God for your life. The head pastor of the Lighthouse Chapel International, he also definitely says it as it is. Let's do the online portals now. Let's start off with myjoyonline.com. But .com, ECG compacts deeper for consultation. Vital. So Minister Designate for Energy, Boakye Agyarko, has underscored the need for wider stakeholder consultation in the deal to support ECG under the second compact program. And he also appearing before the appointments committee yesterday, and he seemed to know all about the ministry. A lot of the feedback, particularly on social media, a lot of people impressed about his performance, and we're just praying if he would translate all that knowledge into work, then, you know, we know that we'll be good. Okay, but let's move on and look at other stories. On the website, myjoyonline.com. Fred, can we just go up? Let's go up a bit. Ghana's missions abroad in Bart State, Ayako Boche, also saying that as she appeared, Manasseh has appeased the rich Ashanti culture and the unpolished, is it German rice? But let's take it one at a time. Agyarko promises new era in energy sector to end doomsday. All right, you can visit myjoyonline.com and then you can read the stories there. Of course, Sipa Yankee quitting Ghana Gas, that story is there. Government would seek constitutional amendment to get MMDCEs elected, according to Haji Ali Mahama. If she's approved, she will be Minister Local Government Rural Development. Black Stars bonuses slashed by 50%. Is it $5,000 or is $15,000? We'll clarify that this morning. All right, we're done with myjoyonline.com. Please visit and read the stories. Auditor General has no receipt for Nana Addo to declare his assets. Energy sector stuck in merry-go-round debts, according to the man, if approved by Parliament, who will be occupying the Energy Minister position, Boakye Agyarko. Power Compact 2, a concession, not a sale of ECG. A revelation by Boakye Agyarko as well. I was shot in 1983. Boakye Agyarko narrates PNC ordeal adverting. So more Boakye Agyarko on City FM Online. Let's do the BBC, the Africa page of the BBC. Babies used in Nigeria's suicide bombings. Officials issued the warning after 2 suicide bombers carrying infants evaded detection. And the way they carry the babies is just like we do in Ghana. You know, like you carry the baby at your back. But this is also a means, according to the story, of people carrying bombs and blowing places up back in some places in Nigeria. Gambia missing $11 million after Jammeh exile. Experts are assessing the alleged losses as the country prepares for President Adama Barrow's return. And we know that there are allegations that some ministers, it's not only Yahya Jammeh who apparently left with a lot of money, but some people who are occupying official positions also, they also carried a lot of cash. The fear is we may not, or they may not be able to trace the money because usually, even if Yahya Jammeh is to account for the things that he didn't do right, we'll only be concentrating on the human rights aspects of it. By the time you come to money, you'll probably not get any evidence. Okay, so that's it for the online review. Please visit the newsstands and definitely log on to myjoyonline.com to read a lot more of the stories. It's 56 minutes after 6.